Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight it's the regularly scheduled game from Minute Maid Park. It's the Washington Nationals versus the Houston Astros. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. The suspended game was completed about 45 minutes ago, with the Nationals winning that one in the 11th. Now the Astros try to gain a win tonight, JD.
The Astros really struggling, having dropped one in a row here to the Nationals. Trying to turn it around with Russ Ortiz on the mound. Big Russ struggled himself a little bit last time out, but coming off a month of June where he fashioned a 1.91 earned run average, he's really been throwing the ball well. Same can be said for John Lannon. You can make a pretty good case. He should be the MVP of the Washington Nationals. 6-5 for a team that's only won 25 games this year. They're dead last in the league in ERA, but he's very good at .345.
Astros had a sour taste in their mouths as they left the field after the suspended game was completed. They're now 0-2 against the Nationals this season. Russ Ortiz tries to get them into the win column as game 2 of the evening comes your way in just a moment. Is brought to you by Budweiser, by the Ford F-150, by Jack in the Box, and by Southwest Airlines. Sun streaming through the glass panels in the left field area, and inside it's Washington versus Houston. They started an hour ago and resumed the suspended game from May 5th. It didn't take long for the Nationals to win it in the bottom of the 11th inning on a throwing error by Miguel Tejada, 11-10. Troy Hawkins, the loser, and the winning pitcher, Joel Hanrahan. Now the Nationals batting order brought to you by Southwest Airlines as the regularly scheduled game begins with Niger Morgan in center field, Nick Johnson at first base, Ryan Zimmerman third base, Adam Dunn left field, Josh Willingham right field, Christian Guzman shortstop, Josh Bard catcher, Anderson Hernandez second base, John Lannon pitcher.
Russ Ortiz for the Astros tonight, looking to break even. He's 3-4 with a .411.
First pitch, strike one to Niger Morgan.
Saturday against the Giants, a little wobbly with the control, issued 5 walks, allowed 8 runs in 5 2/3.
It's 1-1.
But he had been on one heck of a roll prior to that start.
Was pitched very well in his last start at home against Detroit. Got a no decision, leaving the game with a 3-2 lead. Bounce back to him. He handles the first out of this game.
Take a look at the Astros defensively tonight. Carlos Lee, Michael Bourne, Hunter Pence man the outfield. The infield has Blum, Tejada, Keppinger, and Berkman. Kept making his 9th start at second base this year. And Pudge Rodriguez does the catching.
Nick Johnson steps up. Johnson, 297, 5 homers, 35 runs batted in. He's in the top 10 in on-base average. He's 7th with that 408 on-base average. There's ball one upstairs to Nick, who has drawn 50 walks this season. He looks them over very carefully.
Very patient hitter. Good gap power. Hits a lot of doubles.
Good sharp break and pitch under his hands. Takes the count to 1-1. Johnson's put together a 6-game hitting streak.
Now watch the movement on this cut fastball. Starts on the inside corner and just runs off the plate.
86 career homers for the often injured Nick Johnson. He's a good fielder, so when he's on the diamond, he's definitely a factor. Reached base safely in 10 straight plate appearances from June 18th through the 20th. He is that kind of a player who can constantly get on base. There are many trade rumors swirling around most teams these days. Nick Johnson's name is out there.
Yeah, he doesn't bring the power that you like to have out of the first base position, but high on base percentage. As Brownie mentioned, a solid defender.
It's 2-2 to Nick Johnson. He was drafted by the Yankees 96 in the 3rd round. Russ Ortiz has really reestablished some value with the season he has had in and out of the rotation. This is start number 6 since he most recently came into the rotation beginning on June 11th. Up the middle and into center field. Nick Johnson has a 7-game hitting streak. He's aboard for Ryan Zimmerman.
It's Johnson's game. Solid line drive hitter. Didn't really try to lift the ball.
Zimmerman, the only All-Star for the Nationals, is hitting .291 with 14 homers. He has 51 runs batted in. He made it in on a vote of the players. In the dirt. And here goes the runner, Johnson. The throw sails and tails on into center field. Johnson up and headed for third base. Pudge Rodriguez scrambled for it after knocking it down. Johnson took off, and then Pudge bounced the throw. It's ruled a wild pitch and an error on Rodriguez, his 3rd.
Sloppy play to end the suspended game that finished prior to this one, and now things getting away here as Pudge can't handle that pitch in the dirt. Then the errant throw. Keppinger not able to hang on. Johnson sees the ball in the dirt, decides to go for it, and that ball has tailing action away from Keppinger.
Now the Astros bring the infielders in tight.
Jeff maybe didn't see that ball very well. There was no play to be had at second base. I thought he probably could have been a little bit more aggressive going after that ball, just trying to knock it down.
Right. 35-year-old Russ Ortiz has a 2-0 count on Zimmerman. Zimmerman lines one into center field, and it's 1-0 Nationals. So after being swept by the Rockies in Colorado, they come out firing tonight. And Zimmerman drives in the first run of this game, his 52nd RBI.
Pretty good up the middle approach for all 3 hitters. Morgan grounded back to the mound. Johnson a solid line drive to center, and Zimmerman follows suit. Well, the Nationals, by winning that suspended game, have their first series sweep of the year. They swept the Astros 2 games. It's just a 2-game set up there in Washington.
Yeah, that's weird. Adam Dunn with 22 long balls. It is a threat.
I saw Dave Jagler, their radio guy, one of their radio broadcasters in the hallway between games, and he made that point to me because that's our first sweep. I said, you can't claim a sweep in 2 games. He goes, hey, we've won 25 games all year.
They're claiming it.
I could take it. I don't blame them.
59 runs batted in from Dunn and a 396 on base average from Adam. Hit his 300th homer a few days ago, and he's gotten there quickly. One of the quickest ever to 300 home runs.
The Nationals are a little bit weird offensively because they've got some guys having nice years and they've got tough outs in their lineup. They're 10th in the league in runs scored. It seems like they should be better. Maybe part of it is because of their big ballpark. But lineup's got some pretty good credentials. It's not a soft touch for a team that's performing so poorly.
It's 2 balls, no strikes. Well, you're right. The way some of these players draw walks, Johnson has 50. Dunn has 66. They can put some traffic out on the bases. Adam has always been good at that. He walked 122 times last year to lead the league. We saw he hit 21 career homers against the Astros. Infield has shifted around, playing him to pull. It's 3 balls, no strikes on Dunn. Ortiz trails 1-0. Russ drafted in '95 by the Giants in the 4th round. He's had a good career record against the Nats, 11-6. That's a strike to Dunn, and it's 3-1. Russ has pitched well here at Minute Maid Park this year with an ERA of 3.10. Lost a tough 2-1 game here to Kansas City June 23rd, giving up the 2 runs in 7 innings. Dunn hits one in the air to left. Carlos Lee back toward the bullpen, and it kicks back and stays in play. And now here's the relay to the plate by Tejada. Not in time. Dunn winds up at second with an RBI double. Zimmerman scoring from first. On a ball that was slicing, Carlos disappeared from our view. It must have hit high up off that wall that slants back toward the bullpen.
Yeah, we saw Carlos disappear back in there. I never saw the ball. He hit it so high. I mean, it's amazing how strong this guy is. It's a towering fly ball, and just perfectly placed out there. Still couldn't tell where it hit.
Looked like it glanced high.
But hesitation by Miggy on the relay, and he was completely turned away from the infield when he caught that throw. If he was opened up in position to make a throw, and I don't know if he didn't know where the base runner was, didn't anticipate having to make a throw home, but cost, in the margins on a play in this game, just a half a beat can be the difference between safe or out. So the fact that he was not opened up when receiving that throw, not in position to throw, and then hesitated before he ultimately made the throw, cost him a chance, I think, at getting Zimmerman at home there.
Josh Willingham takes ball 1. Dunn winds up with an RBI double, his 14th double of the year. 294 for Willingham, 10 homers, 21 runs batted in. He had a single to left field as the game resumed in the 11th inning from that suspended game. That got Nyjer Morgan to second from where he later scored. On the error, the Astros had what looked to be an inning-ending double play ball. Keppinger with the backhanded flip to Tejada. He had all kinds of time, and the throw from Tejada sailed way over Berkman's head, with Nyjer Morgan scoring the winning run in the 11th.
Might have had too much time.
Yeah.
I think sometimes an infielder, you get into the rhythm of a play and you anticipate having to make it at a certain speed. And I'm not saying for sure this is what happened, but you look up and you see that base runner halfway down the line. You think, oh, I can make an easy throw here, and you just boost the throw.
One and one to 30-year-old Josh Willingham, who came up with the Florida Marlins. Curveball misses, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Christian Guzman is on deck. Willingham has a 7-game hitting streak now, and he's hit .400 for his last 50 at bats with 20 hits. Nationals are 10th in runs scored in the National League. They lead the league in walks. Up and in for a ball, and Willingham works the count to 3-1.
Yeah, if you got Nick Johnson and Adam Dunn on your team, you're going to be near the top of the leaderboard in walks. 2 guys who traditionally, year in and year out, draw a bunch of free passes. Willingham's got an on-base percentage up over 400.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Pulled off that pitch, a slider from Russ.
He's had a couple of, I recall at least 2 real big games in this ballpark. A right-handed pull hitter, trying to take advantage of the Crawford boxes. Opening up those hips early, looking to jerk the ball, susceptible to the slider away.
Bashes this one to left center. Carlos Lee over. That one got in the lights, it appeared. And he stayed with it for out number 2. Well hit ball by Willingham.
Well, I say it almost every night. Sometimes it's just a matter of survival for a starting pitcher in the first inning until he gets his bearings. Nationals getting some real good swings at Russ here.
Christian Guzman had some very good swings in those 2 games with the Astros at Washington back in May. He's hit .310 with 3 homers, 21 runs batted in this season. He had 5 hits and 10 at bats, including a homer in that 2-game set at Washington back in early May.
And he's the opposite of Dunn and Johnson. His batting average and on-base percentage are almost always very, very close because he never walks. He's a hacker. Ding dong, ding dong.
And that wasn't exactly the Avon lady calling on that one.
Does the Avon lady still exist?
No, not anymore. 1 ball and 1 strike. A whole generation of people has no idea what we're talking about. They used to go door to door and sell those Avon products. Selling anything door to door right now, probably not your best endeavor. Guzman with 7 walks, 42 strikeouts, has that low ratio. And he's always been a free swinger. Last year he walked 23 times, had 579 at bats.
A slasher, chops the ball. Triples were his forte.
Yeah, he's been the league leader in triples going back to his Minnesota Twin days. He had LASIK eye surgery. A lot of people thought he might be finished. In 05 he hit .219, missed 06 with shoulder surgery. Then he came back to hit .328 in 07. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and last year he was 4th in the league with a .316 batting average. Had 183 hits. He's hit a lot of ground balls in his career. Now 31 years old. Ortiz at 26 pitches here for the first inning. And he gets a strikeout looking on Guzman. But the Nationals come up with 2 runs, 3 hits, and leave a man. They lead 2-0. we check the Astros starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's Michael Bourne in center field, Miguel Tejada at shortstop, Lance Berkman at first base, Carlos Lee in left field, Hunter Pence right field, Ivan Pudge Rodriguez catcher, Jeff Plum third base, Jeff Keppinger second base, Russ Ortiz pitcher.
24-year-old John Lannon was the opening day starter for the Nationals. Last 3 starts on the screen there, he's pitched quite well. No decision, a couple of wins, 8 innings, a 3-run baseball against the Braves on Saturday. He's an outstanding changeup, slider curve to go with just average fastball, maybe a little below average in terms of velocity.
Michael Bourne fouls that when the count's 1-1. Michael leads the league in triples and stolen bases. While batting .286, he has 2 homers, 21 runs batted in. A year ago, hitting .218. Little chop back to Lannon. Takes him over to Nick Johnson, 1 out.
That's exactly how the top of the first started for the Nationals. Maybe it'll bode well for the Astros. Defensively, Nyjer Morgan's got a lot of responsibility with Dunn and Willingham flanking him in the outfield. Zimmerman can flat out pick it at third. Guzman, Anderson, Hernandez very good defensively as well. Nick Johnson the first sacker, and Josh Bard behind home plate for John Lannon from Siena College just outside of Albany, New York.
He's been a good one for Washington, even though he was an 11th round pick in 05. He's turned out very well. 3-0 lifetime against the Astros. Miguel Tejada looks at strike one. 4-game hitting streak for Miggy, a .330 average, 7 homers, 46 runs batted in. He leads the league in hits with 111 and in multi-hit games with 36. Fly ball right field toward the line. Willingham breaking over and makes up for not exactly a direct route to that ball and takes care of out number 2.
Willingham leaning for that one and ultimately going down and able to hang on. It showed a little white there. Thought it might pop out. Brian O'Nora, the first base umpire, ran out to take a good long look to make sure Willingham had secured that ball. Pulls it out, says, I got it. We're good here. Nothing to see.
Willingham, a former left fielder, now positioned for Lance Berkman, who looks at ball one. Lance brings a 10-game hitting streak into this game tonight. .273, 17 homers, 51 runs batted in, 14 hits in his last 32 at bats. Lannon throws a good sinker. Gets a lot of double play balls. 1 ball, 1 strike. Berkman's 4 for 7 lifetime against Lannon. He's 2 balls and a strike. .438 for Lance in his last 10 games with a homer and 6 runs batted in. That's a strike. Jim Wolf behind the plate again, as he was in the suspended game, which took only a few minutes. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I wonder what I imagine the umpires talked it over, and there was probably some point where they said, hey, if that first game goes X number of innings, somebody else is going to have the plate.
Lannon goes to cover. Nick Johnson gets it to him, but he drops it. And Berkman is on. And 2 left-handers there trying to coordinate that play.
Hey, don't be saying anything anti-left-handed now.
It's just tougher.
Don't be.
That's tougher.
Don't be dissing the southpaws.
Look at this. Lannon's got a turn, and here's a throw from behind him. It's not an easy play, JD.
Not at all. No, it's not. Although I'm not sure it's any easier for a right-handed pitcher covering the bag there.
Yeah.
And base hit.
Just the angle of it. So Berkman has an 11-game hitting streak. Another infield hit for Lance. And Carlos leaves the batter.
When you know things are starting to turn. When you hit a ball like that and you get a knock.
Carlos on a 4-game hitting streak himself. 312 homers, 48 driven in. He was out for extra hitting before the game yesterday. 1 ball, 1 strike. He had 2 hits last night, and especially that RBI double in the 3rd, just inside the right field line. A very good swing of the bat. He's hit .349 against southpaws. It's 1-2. Yeah, the umpires probably did talk it over after that
Yeah, I imagine they had a strategy coming in that if Wolfie has to umpire 3 or 4 innings back there, we'll let somebody else do the nightcap. But since it lasted all of about 10 pitches.
Well, the lineup card exchange took longer than the game from the resumption.
That's right. They're out there trying to get it all sorted out.
Up the middle and past the diving second baseman Hernandez on into center field for a Lee hit. 5-game hitting streak for El Caballo, and the bugler has returned from Panama. He's been on extended leave.
Trying to hit that high note, Alice. Anderson Hernandez very good out there at second base, laid out. Just coming up a little bit short. Don't want to make too much of a first inning at bat, but it would be nice to come through here the way that first game ended, and then the Nationals jumping to this 2-0 lead. The Astros a little sloppy there in the top half of the inning. That dugout a little boost with an RBI knock here.
Put some energy in. Hunter Pence would love to do that. He fouls it with a good cut. Strike one to a 300 hitter with 11 homers, 35 runs batted in. A 4-game hitting streak for Hunter. Hunter was talking about that RBI single he had a couple nights ago, and that tied the game in the 6th inning Tuesday, 2-2. And he said he's trying to work the ball more to that area of the field. That one away, and it's 0-2.
Hitters talk a lot about letting the ball get deeper, seeing it longer. Whatever jargon they want to use, stay back. Most hitters, when they're struggling, they feel like they're just jumping at the ball and pulling off a little bit, opening up. And it makes them vulnerable to anything away, fastballs and breaking pitches.
Breaking pitch misses for Lannon. It's 1-2.
Of course, not as big an issue when you got a lefty on the hill for a right-handed hitter. Not really going to throw anything that's going to break sharply away from you. Might throw a changeup that fades down and away, but not like a right-handed slider.
Fouled away. John Lannon was the opening day starter for the very youthful Nationals rotation. This is the 55th start of his major league career. His first at Minute Maid Park this season. He's 2-0 career here. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He'll do most of his work away to the right-handed hitters. He'll work fastballs and changeups away. And backdoor breaking ball, he's pretty much stayed exclusively away to Hunter here. And I think most of the Astro hitters would have that game plan. Look away, be aware of the soft stuff, and just react inside the fastball if he tries to come in.
Line drive, left center field. Berkman beating it around third. Adam Dunn's throw to the plate is offline. Berkman gets home to make it 2-1. RBI single, Hunter Pence. 3 straight 2-out singles for the Astros. It's a 5-game hitting streak for Pence. It's RBI number 36. And Lance Berkman's hustle forced the arm of Adam Dunn to try to throw him out.
Adam with a strong arm, but in this instance anyway, not a particularly accurate arm. That ball dies on him. When you saw the play develop, it looked like they're going to have a shot at him, but not even close at home plate. He throws way up the line.
2 outs. Dave Clark waved home the first Astro runner to score, and now it's Pudge Rodriguez. Clark with 7 homers, 30 runs batted in, a .250 average. That's a tough pitch for strike one. Pudge, a .309 lifetime hitter against this Nationals team. Right in that same spot, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
That was Wandy's game plan last night. Painting down and away with that fastball yesterday afternoon.
It really was. Did you see the note that Wandy is the first Astros lefty to allow 5 hits or fewer and strike out 11 since Randy Johnson? Game in August of '98.
I did not see him.
Good note for Wandy.
We'll have to start calling him the little unit.
Well, Humberto Quintero really worked well with Wandy yesterday. They established the fastball early. Very few changeups, Wandy said after the game. Lannon gets a strikeout here to get out of first inning trouble, and the Astros score 1 run on 3 hits, leave 2. It's 2-1 Washington.
Ballpark, we present the 10-year bracket challenge. Our final semifinal matchup is all, how do you say that? Biggio. His 3,000 hit game versus his final game. RedAstros.com and cast your vote today. Which Bidge moment is your favorite?
You got it.
You got it. That's how Fred Brocklander used to call time.
That's innovative. There's ball 1 to Josh Bard.
Freddie time. You got it.
279 for Bard.
Freddie got to get a little. You got it. And he blew that call in the '86 playoffs.
And you didn't get it.
Sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, Josh Bard was a pinch hitter and bounced into what could have been an inning-ending double play in that suspended game, but the error by Tejada gave the Nationals a win. And Bard has been having problems with a groin strain, not running well. Everybody knew that. But he's been swinging the bat well. .359 in his last 22 games from June 1st on. And he's determined to keep catching with this groin problem.
I guess as long as he can squat and swing, he brings value to the Nationals. And speed was never part of his game anyway. And boy, he's not the only one, of course. A lot of guys go out there banged up, but you respect those guys that are willing to play through pain. About everybody a little bit banged up and sore right now. These everyday players. The Astros are in a tough stretch. And Sunday comes, it'll have been 21 straight days without an off day. And mix in the West Coast trips and day games. Wears on the players, especially the everyday guys.
Josh Bard from Ithaca, New York, was undrafted. He signed a tryout camp. 02, went to Texas Tech. They had him down as a 3rd-round pick by Colorado in '99. So that's a contradiction.
You get some conflicting information there, Brian?
Yeah. Foul back. Well, no matter what route he took, he's been in the big leagues with Arizona, Cleveland, Boston, San Diego. He's had a nice career dating back to '99 as a major leaguer.
Josh Bard, they tried to make him Tim Wakefield's catcher in Boston, the knuckleballer, and he had problems catching it, and they had to go back to, his name escapes me now. They made the trade to San Diego, and they brought him back. Remember the story?
Yeah.
He was like putting his uniform on in the taxi on the way to Fenway to catch Wakefield.
That's true.
I'll think of it about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Then he had problems catching Wakefield, as you say. Had to make that change. A specialized role in the club. If you have problems catching the knuckleball, you go back to Doug Mirabelli.
Doug Mirabelli, there we go. I'll take the catchers for 400, Alex.
Al Lopez.
Seventh son of a seventh son.
You've been wanting to say that all year. There's a leadoff walk to Josh Bard.
And he was the all-time games caught leader until Pudge Fisk, right?
That's right.
Fox Sports Houston has a Twitter page. Expand your sporting network at twitter.com/FSHouston.
Until Bob Boone.
Bob Boone, yeah, Boone and then Fisk. Yeah.
Anderson Hernandez, as you indicated, a very solid defensive player. Comes up with a .255 batting average. He has 1 homer, 23 runs batted in. 26 years old. He came up with Detroit, and he was a Met. Washington got him in a trade last August for Luis Ayala. Chases that one, and it's good for strike 1 with John Lannon on deck. The Nationals just came from being swept in a 3-game series at Colorado. And that was the 6th time they had been swept in a series this year. But as you've indicated, now finally they claim to have swept a series for the first time. That was a 2-game set in Washington. Broken bat, Ortiz. Lead throw perfectly to Tejada, then on to Berkman. That's a sparkling 1-6-3 double play from one of the best fielding pitchers ever.
Bard can't run a lick, so he's not going to put any pressure on anybody. Just square up your shoulders, make a good throw. Russ did, and Miggy this time delivers a strike to complete the double play. That's a perfect feed from Russ.
According to some new fielding metrics, there's John Lannon taking strike 1 in the Baseball Research Journal. Russ Ortiz ranks #1 among all active pitchers in fielding in a variety of categories combined.
What possible categories would they rate a pitcher defensively on?
We're going to have to read that between innings.
Range?
It gets really, really deep. Probably not for broadcast because, first of all, you'd have to understand it to explain it. I think it's certainly beyond my grasp. But anyway, somebody thinks he's really, really good.
Yeah, well, I'm on board.
1 and 2. Lannon lines one, and that's a fair ball, and it kicks off that auxiliary scoreboard. Lannon heads for second base. Carlos Lee will not make a throw. A double for John Lannon. It's his 4th hit of the year. He was hitting 103. Four hits for the Nationals tonight.
I did him a favor by leaving that fastball up. He didn't have to work very hard to get to it. Just laid the bat on it and poked it down the left field line.
Roger Morgan, as Lannon has set the table for him with his first double, comes up with a runner at second. Morgan grounded back to Ortiz. According to this rating, JD, of pitchers fielding, Ortiz ranked #6 of all time and #1 among active pitchers with a score of 75.78. #1 of all time, according to this particular article, is Kirk Reeder.
Definitely a former San Francisco Giant bias in this.
#2 is Greg Maddux.
All right, you can buy that.
3 Bobby Shantz, 4 Dan Petrie, 5 Harry Gumbert, whoever he was. And Randy Jones, #8. But where's Jim Cott? He is way down.
Where's Kitty?
He's nowhere on there.
17 consecutive Gold Gloves.
Yeah, so we have to throw a dose of cold water on that, perhaps. But I'm sure it'll be explained in the lengthy article that accompanies that ranking system. 2 balls, no strikes. Ground ball to Keppinger. Ortiz takes care of out #3 with no runs a hit and a runner stranded. It's 2-1 Washington. It's 2-1 Washington. Coming up later in our Dodge Crab Live feature, we'll hear from Chris Sampson on playing at Wrigley Field. 2-4-0 for the Nationals, 1-3-1 for the Astros. Bottom of the second inning. Jeff Blum carries a 5-game hitting streak into this game. Normally, he doesn't start when there's a left-hander on the mound. Jeff Keppinger does, but Keppinger's at second base. So Blum gets a right-handed opportunity in this game tonight. He looks at strike one. 266 overall for Jeff. 2 homers, 26 runs batted in, and as a right-handed batter, he's 4 for 13. Works out to 308. No balls, 2 strikes. Jeff has driven in 20 runs in his last 26 games. And shortstop Christian Guzman. 1 out.
Tomorrow night, the Astros and the Nationals get after it at 7:05. And if you're one of the first 10,000 fans, you'll receive a Minute Maid Park grass planter, courtesy of ABC Pest Control. And that features real ballpark grass. You got to have that, folks. After the game, Friday night fireworks presented by Marathon Oil Corporation. Fun night at the ballpark.
That's right. Grass tastes better at the old ballpark, JD. That's what we always said. Jeff Keppinger looks at strike one. Well, that was hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dog. Better than steak at the Ritz.
Yeah.
Hot dog at the ballpark. Grass at the ballpark. And fireworks, that's a pretty good combination.
1 ball, 1 strike. Don't dogs eat grass when they get sick?
I don't know.
I've seen them do it. Keppinger taps it. Landing over. He lets it go, and now it's too late to get it out. And Ryan Zimmerman almost falls all over himself. So Keppinger gets an infield hit.
Well, Berkman got the base hit on the ground ball to first base. Hunter's base hit to left, kind of a little soft liner. Now this roller to third. Landon probably figured, well, I can't make a play on that. I don't know if Zimmerman can or not, but I'll give him a shot. He's a Gold Glover and one of the best in the business. He's getting paid all that money to make plays. I'll just let him try.
Russ Ortiz with Zimmerman in tight at third, which is a bunt, but it's foul. Bard throwing to second, but the ball had been called foul, and strike one.
It's one of those situations here where you might be inclined to let Russ swing the bat. He's a good hitter. Landon's not a swing and miss pitcher. You would be concerned about the ground ball double play, of course, but if you do successfully get the sacrifice down, you've got 2 outs and 1 shot to drive him in. A left-handed hitting Michael Bourne on deck.
Russ is a .206 career hitter with 7 homers, 1 this year. He's sliding his hand up on the bat again.
Zimmerman is coming really hard down there at third base with an eye towards nailing Keppinger at second. Tougher for Keppinger to get an aggressive jump with a lefty on the mound.
Wanted first base line. It stays on the grass. Now it goes foul. If it had just another few inches on that grass, it would have stayed fair.
And Nick Johnson obviously had a good look at it, because the last thing you want to do as a defensive player here, obviously, is allow this to turn into a base hit for Russ. Normally, you're just going to go ahead, pick it up, and get the out. You get 2 outs and a man on second. Then you'll take your chances this early in the ball game.
Johnson, as JD mentioned earlier, very slick at first base. And Zimmerman at the corner positions feel their spots extremely well. Swinging away that time, and it's ball 1.
Yeah, see now, Russ going to hit a line drive for a base hit to left center, and Nick Johnson's going to, why didn't I pick that ball up and just tag him? Why didn't I take the out when they were trying to give me an out?
Foul ball. Brandon Backey apparently is going for another examination on his right shoulder. The one examination he's had revealed that he had a partial thickness tear in his rotator cuff. He's going to get a second opinion from Dr. James Andrews. In the hole at shortstop, Guzman to his right. Quick throw to second. Anderson Hernandez relays safe at first. Johnson trying to get the call. Came off that bag, but no argument from him. 2 outs.
No, slowly hit ground ball would have been a very difficult double play to turn. They had a fighting chance because Russ was the runner. He was hustling and able to beat it by that much.
Yeah, good replay. Sometimes the first baseman pretty cunning coming out of there. A little movement to try to confuse the umpire. And it's Michael Bourne taking strike 1.
If Brandon opts to have surgery on that shoulder, the Astros would be on the hook to pay for it.
Yes. Bourne swings there, and it's no balls, 2 strikes to Michael. Miguel Tejada's on deck. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Astros now 41 and 43. 4 games behind the front-running St. Louis Cardinals. Make it 4.5 because the Cardinals won. Strikeout of Bourne, and in the second inning, it's no runs, a hit, and a man left. 2 strikeouts for Lannon, and a 2-1 lead for the Nats. It is Washington 2, Houston 1. Top of the 3rd inning coming. Tonight's Geico quote comes from Cecil Cooper on Wandy Rodriguez yesterday. Just an outstanding start from Wandy. Probably the best I've seen this year from our side. Complete game shutout. First of those by an Astro this season, and the second of Wandy's career. And he had 1 walk and 11 strikeouts. Gave up 5 hits, all singles. Nick Johnson leads it off in the 3rd. He singled to center in the 1st and came around to score. Looks at that pitch for ball 1. The Cardinals winning in Milwaukee earlier today. The Astros currently trail by 4.5. St. Louis now 47 and 40.
Manny Parra came back for the Brewers and pitched a whale of a game. Had a 1-0 lead going into the 8th, and the Cardinals scored 5 runs. In the top of the 8th against the Brewers bullpen.
Two balls and a strike. Well, apparently it's been worked out between Doug Melvin, the general manager of the Brewers, and Ryan Braun, their slugging left fielder. But Ryan Braun being called the assistant general manager of the Brewers. Some stories today. He wanted some trades for some pitching help, evidently. Said his remarks were taken out of context. We've heard that a few times before. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that usually doesn't sit too well with the GM when players start popping off about the inadequacies of the current roster. A lot of players feel that way and have a lot of conversations to that end amongst themselves and confidants, but generally you don't want to be blabbing those things to the sports writers. It makes the game interesting, though.
Yeah.
You know, just want to stir it up a little bit.
Well, right now, this is big jumble in the NL Central. There's walk number 2 for Russ Ortiz, Johnson's 51st of the year. And Ed Wade appeared on Astros Live between games tonight and talked with Bart Ennis about any trade plans the Astros might have. He said, well, we're prepared to go forward with this team we have right now in the dugout and anybody who might have at AAA or in the system. We think this team is good enough to win. And he said it's really not like last year in the sense that we traded for Randy Wolf and took on salary there and traded for LaTroy Hawkins. The opportunity was there to get him, but didn't cost much. Zimmerman, the batter. There's ball 1. And Ed Wade said what a lot of general managers are saying right now, well, teams that last year drew maybe $2.7 million are on a pace to draw maybe $2 million this season. And that is affecting any possible taking on of salary for some teams out there.
Yeah, the economy is affecting businesses all over the country. Why wouldn't it affect baseball?
Sure.
And, you know, the Astros, you know, if you're trying to find an impact bat or another arm, you're likely going to have to give up a prospect or two. And the Astros, I think, are just trying to turn the page on that mode of operating right now, trying to stockpile prospects and build for the future. So still trying to win and probably feel fortunate that they're still in the hunt at this stage of the season because the division has been fairly mediocre. So it's kind of a bonus. You don't have to move prospects. You're right there in the thick of this race.
Mm-hmm.
2-3 weeks after the All-Star break will be very important.
Oh, yeah.
And if the Astros were to backslide, and they find themselves in a position where they would move a veteran or two to pick up prospects.
Well, he did indicate they were not willing to part with prospects. We talked about the LaTroy Hawkins deal, giving up a marginal prospect. It's a little bit different when you're talking about the jewels of the farm system. The Astros really want to try not only to protect those they have, but add to them.
All right, I think as long as you feel like you got a chance to win the division or fight for the wild card, you hang on to your veterans, your free agents to be, and the guys that are most talked about with the Astros are Miguel Tejada and Jose Valverde. As long as you feel like you have a chance to win, you probably hang on to them. But if things start to slip away and you can get value for those guys, then I think you have to consider it.
Rammed into center field. Zimmerman waited back and he bashed that 3-1 pitch. Very good timing. He's 2 for 2. Texas Ford Dealers League leaders. We'll take a look at the MLB home run leaders right now.
Who are the MLB home run leaders?
Let's find out right here. It's Albert Pujols, Adrian Gonzalez, Mark Reynolds, Carlos Pena, and Adam Dunn.
Adrian Gonzalez doing it in that big ballpark in San Diego. Most impressive.
Yeah, and he's hit a lot of opposite field home runs. Adam Dunn almost hit one his first time up. He doubled off the left field wall. Dunn playing in that very expansive Nationals Park in Washington.
Adam Dunn is so strong. He can miss it and still hit a home run. Like in golf, you hit one kind of off the toe, but it turns out okay. That's a good miss.
No, haven't experienced that.
He's capable. He almost had a good miss. He did have a good miss last time up. He popped that ball up and ended up with a double.
Let's see the final voting now for the All-Stars, and it's over. Brandon Inge and Shane Victorino are in there. Wait a minute now. Shane, he might be named anyway because Carlos Beltran is not going to be able to play.
I have to name somebody else then.
That's right. So then how does that work?
Well, the manager will get to pick it.
Okay.
The people have spoken, and this is who they want. So those guys will go because of that vote, and then anybody who's injured that needs to be replaced, that would be up to the manager or the league or whoever makes those types of decisions nowadays.
So maybe the Kung Fu Panda will get to go after all. Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah.
Of the Giants.
He's the Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah. That's what they're calling him. Two men on, 1-0 count. Dunn takes it. 1-1. Dunn, we mentioned, one of the fastest players in terms of at bats to reach 300 homers for a career. And the Nationals signed him to a 2-year deal. They weren't worried about that huge ballpark because he has so much power. That park's not big enough to stop him.
No, but it is a big outfield to control, and that's a little bit of a concern.
Good point. 2-1. He played first base yesterday. He's only one home run shy of matching Nick Johnson's Washington Nationals club mark for homers by a left-handed batter. That's from 05 on. They were the Washington Nationals of 23. Not talking about a long and storied tradition here, but I'd like to have Adam Dunn slugging away at that kind of pace for a while. Way over the league average OPS.
Yep. He's very dangerous hitter. Strikes out a lot, but he draws so many walks.
3-1. Adrian Johnson. That check swing call.
I think you got it right.
Yeah.
You know, Adam Dunn, just 29 years of age, too.
Born in Houston, Texas. He's got a home in the Lake Conroe area. Spends his winters here. Golfer. He hunts, fishes. Quite an outdoorsman. Jeff Fulcino's warming up for Houston. Smack foul, getting up down the left field line.
I wonder how far he can drive a golf ball.
350, couldn't he? Just imagine all the leverage that he generates. That huge frame.
Some little club head speed going.
Oh,
when the big man gets that, he probably got about a 52-inch driver.
Yeah, he won't be able to pack it in that travel bag. Carried separately on the airplane. Now he's mad. He hits it in the air, and he got jammed on that one. Good location for Russ Ortiz as Hunter Pence waits in right field. Yeah, because he can hammer the pitch away with those long arms. The pitcher can get inside on him, but Adam just missed it. And it's out number one, and a very big one for Ortiz.
Yeah, big left-handed power hitters typically have a hole up and in and handle the ball down better. And that one was down a little bit, but he didn't quite get the head out in front enough.
Josh Willingham's coming up. Got a fly ball his first time up. He's at .331 since May 7th. Ortiz throws strike one. Russ missed all of last season. He's really reestablished himself this year with a 4.11 ERA. Has 113 major league wins. In this ballpark, he's 7-3 lifetime. Oh, he hit it. The bases are now loaded as Willingham got it on the hand. Fourth hit batsman for Ortiz this season.
Just bad luck there, trying to crowd him with a fastball, and Willingham unable to get out of the way. He starts his swing and leaning, drifting out over the plate, and the ball gets him on the hand. It's on top of that left hand.
Man was almost in the strike zone when he got hit. But not quite. Bases loaded, one out for Guzman. Struck out looking. Strike one to him. One grand slam for Christian Guzman. Earlier tonight, the Nationals played the only suspended game in their history, which began in 05. Tap foul, and you read a note by Jason Stark that said it was the first one for the Houston franchise since '66, suspended in one city and resumed in another.
Yeah, there's been 8 of those now with the one here tonight. 66 started at Wrigley as part of a doubleheader, and back in the day, of course, they didn't have lights, so it got too dark. Couldn't finish the game, and they resumed it here 2-3 weeks later.
Popped up. Tejada sprinting back for it, and he makes the catch. Almost overran it. That's out number 2. But he had to get there quickly because Carlos Lee wasn't going to be able to make that play, and he had a better angle than Blum did.
You see Carlos calling for it there, and then making the basket catch. Typical way you see that play made, but the bottom line is the out was recorded.
Yeah, that's right. Who cares about style points? It's about getting it done. Josh Bard, the batter. Bard walked in the second inning. Jesus Forrest, or Dick Button,
cares about style points.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, because style points are very big in figure skating. So Dick Button would care about that.
You asked who cared about the style points.
Yeah. And
wasn't sure if that was just a hypothetical question or not.
No,
so I figured I'd answer it.
That was a good answer. It was quick. In fact, I'd forgotten all about Dick Button. Usually we don't think of figure skating in mid-July,
it's
but
140 degrees out.
It's a good thought.
Got the bases juiced. I'm talking about Dick Button. I apologize.
1 ball and 1 strike. No, that's good.
Meanwhile,
that's good. We want to expand our horizons here.
Meanwhile, back at the ball game, the bases are loaded in a 2-1 affair.
And Russ Ortiz is a long way from figure skating right now.
Up a Hamel camel on him.
Up the middle, and that's a hit into center field. That'll score Johnson. Here's the throw to the plate, and 2 runners come home. The ball gets by now, and they've got a hang up here.
Good play, Miggy.
Miggy's going to cover first for the rundown. Now Ortiz gets it to him. He turns around and makes the tag. Nobody was there at first until Miggy sprinted over and made the tag on Bard, who gets a 2-run single, and the Nationals come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. They lead it 4-1. By the M.D. Anderson Cancer Center, by Geico Insurance, and by Southwest Airlines. Light rail in downtown Houston, coming from the Reliant Stadium area to downtown. It's a nice way to travel. A lot of students use that in the medical center. And now it's Miguel Tejada. He made a heads-up play to end the top of the inning, covering first base on that throw from Pudge Rodriguez. We're told by the official score. The play went from 8 to 2 to 6, so Michael Bourne got his 7th outfield assist.
It's kind of an unconventional assist for Bourne as the ball gets away from Pudge, and Russ Ortiz corrals it. And Willingham, I don't know why he wasn't trying to go to third. He just stays put the longest time, and Bard gets tracked down.
And now there's a Mike Hampton play from John Lannon on a smash, a line drive by Tejada. It almost felled him, headed right for his chest, and he caught it for out number 1. Whoa.
Yeah, that's scary.
Hampton made a catch on a line drive by Delwyn Young. 2 men on and turned it into a double play. Monday night against the Pirates. Lance Berkman reached on the infield hit to correct what I said. That was an 8-1-6 play because Russ Ortiz made the throw. And out on Bard. But you're right about the base running. Willingham really hung things up for Bard. That was a crazy way for an inning to end with a shortstop covering first for the tag. But Miggy saw that they could make the play if he got there.
Yeah, Bard had taken a big turn, and I think Bard just assumed eventually that Willingham was going to break, and the ball got away from Pudge. So no assist from Michael Bourne there. They've changed the scoring correctly. Just a 1-6 put out. You really shouldn't give the outfielder an assist on a play like that. 2 separate plays.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Lance Berkman. John Lannon is operating with a 4-1 lead now. That's a 1-out walk. Lance gets his 62nd of the year. That's Lannon's first walk of the night. And brings up Carlos Lee. A sharp single to center field in the first inning. Lannon is pretty tough to beat in games like this when he gets run support. In his last 6 starts, as you see the major league leaders in walks, there's Adam Dunn 3rd, Lance Berkman 4th. Last 6 starts for Lannon, he's 4-0 with a 2.40 ERA. And pitching for this Nationals club, which is 25-58, he is 6-5 with a 3.45 ERA. That speaks volumes. Line shot to the right field corner. Lance is digging for 3rd. Carlos heading for 2nd. Willingham digs the ball out, gets it back into the second baseman, Hernandez. And that's a double for Carlos. Now he's really making some solid contact these last few days.
And there's that good off-field approach we were talking about from last night's game. Hitting the ball hard the other way. Getting back to basics, stay through the ball. Try to do too much, use the whole field. And once again, Hunter Pence in a position to give his team a lift. Came through with a base hit with 2 outs in the first. For the Astros' first run, just 1 out here, and a base hit could score 2.
Carlos now has 15 doubles. Hunter's hit came to left field. That RBI single over shortstop. He's hit 275 with men in scoring position. Well, a line drive by Tejada started the inning, so the Astros hitting some balls hard here off Lannon. Goes foul for strike one. And 3-0 with a 3.71 career ERA against Houston. Astros have a losing record in games started by lefties, 7-10, but they've had pretty good stats against left-handed pitching. 1-1. Astros have won 9 of their last 12 series. The game they lost earlier tonight is not a part of this series, though. This is the series opener right here. Sad news we have to report is that they were swept in a 2-game series at Washington back in May. We didn't know that until a couple of hours ago.
The May 5th game went on a long time. Where Joel Hanrahan's having a cold beverage going, yeah, I got a W tonight.
The Pirates are off tonight, so somewhere Joel Hanrahan, he's celebrating.
You got to win.
He got a win when he didn't even pitch. That's pretty hard to do. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now 2-2. lost 102 games last year. Bouncer fielded by Johnson. Fair ball, and he will take it to the bag with Berkman scoring to make it 4-2. Lannon didn't get there and leaves at third base. But Johnson took care of it. And, 2 outs now and a high bouncer. That was kind of a weird place for that ball to wind up.
Yeah, I don't see him hit the ball in this direction very often. How's that a fair ball?
I didn't know it could be fair.
I mean, where it hit right on the chalk line about 6 feet off of home plate, and given where Johnson caught it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to triangulate that one.
Okay. Bud Rodriguez, the batter. And ground ball diving. Hernandez throwing from a knee, and he gets it. The Astros come away with 1 run on 1 hit. They leave a man after 3. It is 4-2 Nationals.
Nats 4, Astros 2, top of the 4th. This day in Astros history is brought to you by the M.D. Anderson Cancer Center. July 9th, 1976. Astro fans will remember this one. Larry Dierker tosses the 5th no-hitter in franchise history. 6-0 gem over Les Expos de Montreal. They're going to sack fly in that game, too. Catcher Ed Herman drove in, too. Jeff Fulcino comes out of the Astros bullpen in support of Russ Ortiz. Now Big Jeff on for the 24th time, 2-3 with a .313 earned run average. Ortiz working 3 innings. Labor tonight, he threw 66 pitches. Don't know if he's hurting or maybe just made a determination that there's one going to happen for him here tonight.
3 innings of work for Russ, 6 hits, 4 runs allowed. He walked 2, hit a batter, and fanned 1. Bunted toward Fulcino. He can't make the play. There's a bare hand effort by Keppinger. He can't get there either, and Hernandez is on with a bunt single. It bounced on the mound, took a hop, looked like over Fulcino's glove. Let's see it here.
Yeah, this ball just bound and determined not to be corralled.
Yeah.
Fulcino has a shot out. He gets leather on it. Keppinger can't secure it. Probably wouldn't have had a play anyway. Anderson really runs well. That ball just had too much going on.
That's hit number 7 for the Nats. And pitcher Lannon got one of those, a double to left field. Line shot off the auxiliary scoreboard down the left field line. Jeff Blum in tight, looking for a bunt here in this 4-2 game. That's bunted foul. Right over Pudge. Strike 1 to Lannon, who has 2 sacrifice bunts this year. Cardinals got a complete game 3 hitter from Joel Pinheiro, beating Manny Parra. Well, he didn't beat Manny Parra. We talked about Parra pitching well. 7 innings of shutout ball. He didn't get a decision. Cardinals won at 5-1 with 5 in the 8th. Pudge drops the ball. Give him a second chance. He gets the out at first. Sacrifice for Lannon. Pudge wanted that out at second, but he gets the sacrifice and a 2-4 play out number 1. Aflac trivia time.
Aflac!
Who is the all-time leading home run hitter from Texas?
I got to guess.
Rogers Hornsby was from Texas, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking Frank Robinson.
Frank Robinson, yeah.
From Beaumont, right?
Yeah, former manager of this Washington club. Of course, there's a connection. It's got to be it. Or is it? Nigel Morgan's a batter. He's 0 for 2. Fly ball, shallow left. Carlos Lee.
Yeah, they've been known to trick us.
Yeah, I think it's a trick. The Jack in the Box standings features the worst season road record since 1930. The Boston Braves were pretty bad in 35. 13 and 65. Philadelphia A's 45-113. Those are awful records. 17 and 60.
Yeah, they probably weren't much of a road draw. Although you got a pretty good chance the home team's going to win. You want to see your home team win? Come out and watch those clubs play.
Yeah. The promotion is we're playing the Browns.
See what the Browns can do for you. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a joke.
Well, here's something odd. The Nationals got a run in the 11th inning. As you know, earlier tonight, they won the completion of the suspended game. But that wasn't a road game for them. That was their home game. So they're still 9 and 32 on the road.
They can't even win on the road when they're on the road.
But maybe that's the way to win. Have the final at bat when you're on the road. No balls, 2 strikes. So that was their 3rd win in sudden death, and they had a rare walk-off win on the road. You don't get many of those.
No, that doesn't happen every day.
Pudge.
Good feet there by Pudge. At times he tries to block the ball with his glove instead of using the body. That time quickly out in front to knock that one down.
1-2 the count. Carlos Villanueva was the loser in that Milwaukee game. As Ryan Ludwig hit his 13th homer. And that one came off Todd Coffey in that Cardinal 5-run 8th inning. So the Redbirds are looking good, and they play a big series against the Cubs this weekend, including a doubleheader on Sunday, day-night. And they're supposed to have Kyle Loesch back for one of those games.
Loesch just pitched 6 shutout innings against I think the Round Rock Club a couple days ago. And you mentioned Pinheiro. Man, is he pitching good. He hasn't won much. No run support, but he's really pitching well for them.
You're right. He is 7-9, but his ERA is 3.20. Somebody apparently made a good catch of that foul ball over to our left. Or a bad catch. Failed catch. Horrendous effort from what we're doing. Misinterpretation of the signals there. It must have been something to watch, but we've seen a lot of botched balls in the stands this year.
We've seen a few on the field tonight, too.
We have, yeah.
It's like the suspended game has just got everybody out of whack. You know, everybody's out of their rhythm.
We're suspended in space.
Baseball is, there's such a routine about it. Creatures of habits, and it seems like the Astros are out of sync here.
That bouncer goes foul. Well, if you can imagine, an astronaut could have been lifted off on May 5th and returned maybe last night, and they maybe watched the beginning of the game in Washington, saw the finish of it here tonight.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. By Johnson, and Fulchino gets a strikeout to end the Nationals' 4th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. It is 4-2 Washington. Leading home run hitter from the state of Texas. Was it Frank Robinson? We thought maybe it was Frank. And it was from Beaumont. 586. JD wins again. Frank Robinson.
Eddie Banks, Eddie Matthews, Cash, and Don Boyd. Pretty good group right there, boy.
Slugging Texans. Jeff Blum, the Astros trailing 4-2. Took that first pitch from John Lannon. Ball one, and now he's ahead 2-0 in the count. Jeff on an 0-2 pitch grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
Cash once took a table leg up to bat against Nolan Ryan.
That's right.
So why waste a real bat? You got no chance anyway. I don't know if it's that at bat or another time he punched out against him and just crawled on his hands and knees back to the dugout.
Foul back. 3 balls, 1 strike. Make it 3-2. Make it 2-2. Now they're getting it right. Yeah. Well, since May 5th, when that suspended game was suspended to tonight, there was the Major League Baseball draft, also the NHL and NBA drafts. That's headed for left center field, but Nigel Morgan dives. He can't stop it from rolling to the wall. Blum in with a double, and now he's going to go back. Thought about trying to stretch it. Adam Dunn picked it up. Fans are booing.
Blum is like, you kidding me? Oh. Yeah, the fans are probably booing Dave Clark because they think that's Dave Clark's call, and they like to boo the third base coach. But this is just Jeff taking care of Jeff. He's had the hamstring problems, and he can't afford to make the first out at third base anyway. I understand the fans' frustration. It's exciting play to see a guy leg it out for 3 and at full throttle all the way around. Maybe he makes it, but given his leg problems this year and that there's nobody out, ease off, folks. Ease off. We're okay. Not a bad play. Settling for a double leg.
Jeff Keppinger got an infield hit first time up.
Can't all be Michael Bourne.
Ball 1. Yeah, we saw Michael Bourne with his speed in the Pirates series, and also Andrew McCutchen, two of the really fast guys in baseball. Not everybody's blessed with that kind of speed. And Jeff Blum.
Blum's reaction, he throws his arms. Are you kidding me?
What? What's that
I just hit a
all about?
leadoff double and I'm getting booed in my own ballpark.
We're not getting a triple. And he just had a triple the other day, his first of the year. That ball off the wall in right field. But your point is the one that all baseball people would think about. Hey, I don't want to make the first out at third base.
First and third out at third base. No. Those plays you've got to be absolutely sure you're going to make it. Any doubt at all? Drop anchor.
That's a strike, and it's 3-1. Jeff Fulcino is on deck, but we see some stirring in the Astros bullpen right now. So they might be thinking about pinch hitting for Jeff, depending on what Keppinger does here. It's Alberto Arias, and he can get ready pretty quickly. Bouncer, Zimmerman throwing from foul ground. Sparkling play by Ryan Zimmerman. Had that looping Brooks Robinson type throw as he was falling away from first base.
Yeah, and just a pretty play how quickly he got rid of that ball. And this gives the first baseman time to adjust in case the throw's a little bit short. Real nice play.
Matt Cata's coming up to pinch hit. Meanwhile, we go to Bart Ennis.
All right, Bronny, we're out here in the mezzanine where we want to remind fans there's a lot of families, kids out here having a good time. You guys having a good time, right?
Yes.
I wave to the fans. As long as an adult buys a ticket out here, 2 kids 14 and under get in free. That's going till August 23rd. And wait, there's more. This Saturday, kids get a free coupon to get into the Houston Zoo. And then on Sunday, they get a free coupon for hot dog and a Coke. So a lot of things going on for families and kids at the ballpark this weekend, Brownie.
All right, thanks, Matt. Matt Cata's up. Thanks, Bart. And there's strike 1 to Matt Cata. Pinch hitting for Jeff Fulcino. Yeah, that is Bart Ennis. Here's Matt Cata. 188, no homers, 4 runs batted in for Matt. and he's gone 2 for 6 in his last 6 plate appearances as a pinch hitter. Switch hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. He went out to play left field, and the game was resumed on that suspended game. Darren Erstad had been the left fielder at the time, but he's a little banged up right now, so it's Keita in left field. And Cecil Cooper was asked about that between games on Astros Live. You might have seen it. And he said, well, Darren's got a hamstring issue, but he's certainly available to pinch hit.
First, he's got the bad hammy because he did go for the triple.
Yeah.
That's a Blummer would tell you. Arias has been on a nice roll lately, and with Coop going for it here in this RBI situation in the 4th, only getting one inning out of Fulcino, he'll ask for a couple out of Arias at least here tonight.
Pretty well rested Houston bullpen. Keita hits a fly ball, and Morgan surrounds it in right center.
A rested Astros bullpen with Roy Oswalt scheduled to pitch tomorrow, and Roy's been on a real nice roll, so it's a good night to go for it in terms of using your pen.
Home Depot presents Doing More on Defense. And here is Josh Willingham with that play in right field, and then John Lannon catches the line drive hit by Tejada. The Nationals have made 3 errors in back-to-back games. Michael Bourne, the batter, he's 0 for 2. And they strike 1. A guy like Lannon does not strike out too many, so normally good defense is certainly going to determine a lot for John Lannon. Michael Bourne, 373 with men in scoring position. Ground ball up the middle. Guzman corrals it but can't make a throw, and Blum has stopped at third, so now the fans are going to get into it again. But he had been stopped by Dave Clark, and Bourne gets an infield single. Guzman could have been able to get to his feet and throw out Blum.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go there. You're not going to score on that ball. If it gets through, yeah, but Guzman got leather on it. He wasn't going to throw out Bourne from down here, but he would have thrown out Blum had he tried to score.
Yeah. You got the Dave Clark 5 right there. Hold it. And now it's 1st and 3rd for Miguel Tejada. McGee has hit that fly ball to right. Willingham made the catch you just saw, and then line drive back to the pitcher, so he could have 2 hits in this game. There's ball 1. He's had 2 hits in each of the last 4 games now. Setting a furious hitting pace.
Well, we are in our 8th half inning here tonight. We haven't had a 1-2-3 yet.
Good observation.
That's why they pay me that big dough, Brownie.
Well, maybe
losing my scorebook.
We should maybe plan to be here for a while.
Maybe we'll have go 10-10 in the 11th inning.
It could be. Across to first base. Lannon certainly doesn't look dominant tonight. He was quite capable. If the Astros can get a big hit here from Tejada, they'll have Arias on the mound in the 5th inning. Berkman's on deck. But it goes to shortstop. Guzman with a toss to Hernandez for the force play to end the 4th. No runs, 2 hits. Fans are still unhappy about what developed on the bases. It's 4-2 Washington. Southwest Airlines. It is hot. Inside, it's a 4-2 ball game. The Nationals lead it. Each club has 7 hits. Alberto Arias is pitcher number 3 for the Astros in the 5th inning.
3 from Ortiz, 1 from Fulchino. Now Arias in there to try to keep the Nationals close. Just a 2-run ball game, and Alberto has really been pitching well lately. The numbers reflect that overall. A .182 ERA for 24 2/3 innings.
You might have noticed that graphic earlier when he was warming up that he has a 15 1/3 inning scoreless streak, covering 12 appearances since May 27th. Ryan Zimmerman's 2 for 2 with an RBI. Whoa!
He has great action on his curveball. He doesn't throw it in the strike zone a lot, but it's a swing and miss curveball, and he gets great movement on his fastball too. You'll see almost nothing straight from Arias.
That certainly wasn't straight. That's a strike, and it's 1-1, but that's a compliment. You hear that from the pitching coach would tell you, talking about a left-handed pitcher, oh, he can't throw a ball straight.
Yeah, couldn't throw it straight if he wanted to.
It sounds like a knock, but it's really not. It's a compliment. 2 balls and a strike. Alberto, you just keep throwing that ball crooked.
How do you get movement on the fastball? It's arm angles, grip, pressure on the seam, how you deliver the ball.
That's driven deep to center field. Michael Bourne way back, and that's a towering long first out. Wow. Let's go to Bart Ennis.
Hey, Brownie, we want to remind fans we're out here in the Crawford boxes, and you need to keep an eye on those Eat More foul poles, because if you're in attendance at a game and an Astro hitter bounces one off the foul pole, hold on to that ticket stub, because you can take it to any Houston area Chick-fil-A for a free chicken sandwich. And when you're out here, you understand why that's such a rare occurrence. But it might happen. And if it does, hold on to that stub, because it's worth a free chicken sandwich.
You are way out there.
Way out here.
Adam Dunn. Hey, Bart, do you hang out at the Chick-fil-A in the Woodlands?
I eat more Chick-fil-A than I care to admit to. Yeah, I love it. I'm addicted to it.
Do you ever run across JD and Patty Smith out there?
No, their exploits out there are legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Patty may have been asked to stop coming.
Well,
that's just a rumor.
They might have a dining room named after them out there soon. That's the word.
I'll just settle for a sandwich named after me. I would have chimed in earlier, but I'm having my rally dog, my first dog of the year.
That's a good thought.
There's that movement. There's another ringing of the bell. Yeah,
Man shark.
Yeah, that's a solid jab to the chin. Roberto Duran was here last night. He can tell you all about that. He threw out the first pitch.
Alex Trevino was talking about him today.
What did he say?
Well, he certainly talked a lot when we had him on the air last night. He talked a lot of baseball, but boy, you couldn't shut him down.
Carlos Lee caught the first pitch, both from Panama. I asked Carlos today, were you a fighter growing up? Were you a boxer? Only in the streets. And Pudge was standing behind him. Pudge said he was a punching bag.
So better stay out of that corner of the clubhouse. 1 ball and 2 strikes. All in good fun. Tampa Bay defeated Toronto 3-2.
Beat Halladay.
Yeah, Halladay pitched well. 7 innings, 3 runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts. He lost. He's 10-3. And Price was the winner. Now, what's going on here?
Well, it was funny. Pudge, I think, still a little dizzy from that shot he took. And Adam Dunn actually is the one that motioned to the Astros dugout. Said, hey, you better come out here and check on your catcher.
Left jaw line. Pudge can come out with some funny comments in these situations like this.
Just got to take some time and clear the cobwebs. Yeah, realign everything.
It's an amazing record of durability over the years. Now he's putting a lot of distance between himself and the other catchers. He's the #1 of all time.
Looks like he's wearing a watch. Didn't it?
It did.
Check out his throwing hand.
Yeah. It does. What is that thing? Bracelet? Yeah. It's not a copper bracelet.
Maybe one of those magnetic things.
Yeah.
Joints and whatnot.
Tight to Dunn, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Did you ever try one of those? Did that help you?
I've never tried. I've talked to a lot of people that swear by them.
Yeah. Other folks who have arthritis or other ailments. Look at where Keppinger is. He's out in right field. Swing and a miss, and nobody has to field the ball anyway, but he was way out in right field. And Arias struck out Dunn, 2 outs.
And there's that swing and miss breaking ball I was talking about. Great tight rotation. His fastball is good in terms of velocity. It's not great. It's good. Maybe average, a click above average, but what makes it special is the movement, and that curveball is just an outstanding pitcher. He's got 2 better than average major league pitches when he goes to battle out there.
Josh Willingham looks at ball 1. Willingham line to left, and he was hit by a pitch. Pulled and past a diving Blum into the left field corner. Willingham heading for second base. He checks in with a 2-base hit. That's his 14th double of the year. The Nationals have had a hit in every inning.
Willingham is a pull hitter. He likes the ball coming in on him, and Arias is a good fit for him because of that movement he gets on his 2-seamer. Moves in towards Willingham. Really plays to his strength.
Long diving. The ball was hit well. And the Nationals, who have 4 runs on 7 hits, have Willingham on with 2 outs for Guzman. Guzman struck out looking and hit a pop to short. We were talking a moment ago about Roy Halladay, and now that's a pretty public situation for him. The general manager of the Blue Jays, J.P. Ricciardi, saying we probably won't trade him, but we would have to listen to offers, but they'd really have to be offers that would knock us over. Broken bat roller. Keppinger over to Berkman. In the 5th, no runs, a hit. Arias ends it well, and the Astros trail by 2, 4-2.
Astros trail the Nationals, 4-2. Cabot Wood Staines brings you this legendary performance. First All-Star game played indoors, July 9th, 1968 in the Astrodome. National League wins 1-0, allowing just 3 hits, and the only runs coming on a unearned run in the first inning. Willie Mays started the game 1.
Bouncer by Berkman goes to Nick Johnson. And he takes it for out number 1. Ball pretty well ahead. Johnson battled a hop there. First out for John Lannon here. And Berkman had reached base twice and scored twice. So that's a big out for Lannon here, who leads by 2 and now turns his attention to Carlos Lee, who has single to center and double to right. 8 hits for the Nationals, 7 for the Astros in this 4-2 game. Nationals have the longest streak of games allowing homers. Giving up home runs for 10 games in a row now. Strike 1. Hunter Pence on deck. That's ripped foul. No balls, 2 strikes. The Nationals, with their 9-32 road record, are among the worst on the road before the All-Star break since 1969, but they're not the worst. The 81 Cubs were 2-20 before the All-Star break.
Strike you.
That was an 0.91 winning percentage for the break. And the 05 Rockies were 7-33. It's a 175 winning percentage. And the 06 Pirates were 10-36. No balls, 2 strikes to Carlos. Anderson Hernandez to Nick Johnson. 2 down.
Join the Astros as we celebrate our 10th season here at Minute Maid Park. Check out the 10-game flex plan presented by Papa John's. With this plan, you get to choose 10 games you want to see. So customize it to fit your schedule. 1-800-ASTROS-2 or Astros.com for more information. It's a good deal.
Very good deal. 10 seasons at Minute Maid Park. Did you know that, by the way? This is the 10th year of this ballpark.
I've become aware of that fact.
Okay. We strike 1 to Hunter Pence.
Coming up on the 10th anniversary of Lance Berkman arriving in Houston.
Ooh, at the Dome, and he played left field. 1 ball, 1 strike. When is that anniversary date?
I don't know. I was just talking to David Barron on the field before the game, and he said he was doing a piece about it.
Good. That'd be fun to read. Line drive goes foul.
10 years of Puma.
And Zach Levine was doing a piece on Lance tonight also. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Where does he fit in Astros history, or where might he ultimately fit in with the great names?
Well, he has the highest career batting average and highest career slugging percentage of any Astro. The question being, how long does he want to play? And what will those final numbers be? Certainly at the pace that he has set, he could be at the top if he plays long enough.
Yeah, and I think what David is considering, not only his performance on the field, but where he stands with the relationship with the fans, and how do they view Lance, say, comparing him with Craig Biggio or Jeff Bagwell.
Bouncer up the middle and into center field. Hunter Pence is 2 for 3. That's a nice solid knock with 2 strikes in the count.
2 for 3, 2 RBI. Solid night going for Hunter Pence. 2-out opportunity for Pudge here. You find an alley or whack one into the corner and score Hunter all the way from first base. And maybe Hunter can get a good read on Lannon and try to steal a bag here.
Yeah. Pudge struck out and grounded out. That date for Lance Berkman's debut, July 16th. Runner going. Here's a throw, and it's right on the bag, and they get him. It's a 2-4 caught stealing. The fans unhappy that Hunter Pence was called out at second base by Field and Culbreth. And here's the play to end it with Washington leading 4-2. Wrigley Field.
When I got called up, I think one of the first road trips I went on was to Wrigley Field, and I remember going up and walking up the concourse and just looking at it and just remembering, wow, it looks just like it did on TV when I was little. So that's one of my favorite cities to play in, and being able to walk down the same tunnel that a lot of great baseball players got to walk down.
He gets it.
Yeah, he does. He's windmilling it now, getting ready. Josh Bard leads it off in the 6th inning. Bounce at the shortstop, 2-hopper, Tejada right there. And Bard is nursing that groin problem. And that's out number 1. But Bard had a 2-run single in the 3rd inning, and that has provided the difference so far in this 4-2 ball game. Now it's Anderson Hernandez. He has a bunt single, and he bounced into a double play. Cincinnati and Philadelphia are in the bottom of the 6th. Phillies leading at 9-6. Ball 1-2 Hernandez. Jamie Moyer out of the game after 5 innings, giving up 8 hits and 6 runs. Micah Owens gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, and 4 1/3.
That could be a nice cheap win for Jamie.
Yeah. Edwin Encarnacion hit his 2nd home run. He just came back from surgery.
Oh, I forgot to activate him on my fantasy club.
Oh,
that hurts.
no. Well, a solo homer, so he missed that. And Brandon Phillips connected again. He had 2 yesterday, hit his 14th tonight. Chase Utley hit number 20 for the Phillies. Jason Worth, number 20. He's a very line foul.
He gets lost a little bit over there in Philadelphia with all the star power that they have. Pretty solid ball player. The Phillies, apparently, according to Pedro Martinez, are negotiating with Pedro's agent.
Well, there was a note that Charlie Kerfeld was dispatched to the Dominican to watch Pedro throw. That seems consistent. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pedro looked pretty good in the World Baseball Classic. And it might be a good idea to wait this late to sign him. He probably doesn't have another full season left in him. And there's a 1-out walk to Anderson Hernandez. What's on tap for the Astros is brought to you by Bud Light. Showing you the rest of the series. Scott Olson and Roy Oswalt tomorrow, 6:30 for Astros Live. Craig Stammen and Mike Hampton, 5:30 for Astros Live Saturday. Jordan Zimmerman and Brian Moeller Sunday, 12:30 for Astros Live. All those games on Fox Sports Houston. Lannon's the batter. He has doubled in sacrifice. And there's ball 1. Cincinnati is 41-42. Astros right now 41-43. Those two neck and neck in the standings. The Cubs are 41-41, and they're off today. Bunted foul. 1-1. So there you see it. St. Louis with a win today over Milwaukee, getting back to a 2-game lead. Chicago's 3.5 behind. And it's Cincinnati and Houston now 41-43. And Pittsburgh is 8 games back. The Astros keep closing in on that 500 mark. Only to lose a game. They haven't been 500 since they were 1-1. It's 2 balls and a strike. They have these games with the Nationals through Sunday, and then they're off for the All-Star break. They travel Wednesday night to Los Angeles and open a 4-game series there a week from tonight. Come back home and play the Cardinals and Mets. Then they go to Chicago and St. Louis. Bunted out in front of the dish. Pudge takes a glance at second, throws to first to Keppinger. Sacrifice 2-4, 2 outs. And the schedule looks pretty stern after the All-Star break.
Yeah, that'll be a real test. The Astros have been playing solid baseball lately. Some of the competition hasn't been the best, but they've been playing good ball. We'll see what happens after the break. See if they can keep it rolling.
Well, they won a 3-game series from the Dodgers here early in the season. Dodgers clearly on paper, the best team in the National League. It's .631. Nobody has any percentage close to that. Nigel Morgan is 0 for 3. Strike one to Nigel.
No, the Dodgers just a very well-balanced team, looking for the highest average in the league. They're third in runs scored. Second best ERA in the league, just a couple percentage points behind the Giants. Foul ball. And, of course, most of that without Manny Ramirez.
Yeah. He's about to tie Mickey Mantle on the all-time home run list. One more now. And he's really getting up there in long balls. Cardinals won today. The Atlanta-Colorado game's tied in the fourth. Arizona swept the series from San Diego. Leads Florida 2-0 in the first. That Philadelphia game. The Dodgers are pummeling the Mets 8-2. The Mets really injury-riddled. San Diego and San Francisco start later. Oh, the Mets. Jose Reyes out for weeks. Carlos Beltran's been out. Carlos Delgado. And have had all kinds of injuries on that team. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The starting lineup tonight. We've got Castillo, Nick Evans, David Wright, Gary Sheffield, Fernando Tatis, Ryan Church, Santos, Omar Santos.
Yeah, catcher. Yeah.
And Alex Cora. Ivan Hernandez started for them tonight, gave up 8 earned runs in 4 innings. It's actually been okay for them, given what was expected. ERA up over 5 now. The Wolfman pitching for the Dodgers.
He's pitched pretty well for them, hasn't he?
Yep. He hasn't won many games. Lack of run support, but he's got a .345 earned run average. 6 in the 3rd innings of 2-run baseball tonight.
The bullpen blew his last start against San Diego. And a minute for Arias. Strikes out Morgan. He had put up 2 more scoreless innings to extend his streak. And he'll probably leave for a pinch hitter, but the Astros need to get a man on. They trail 4-2. It's the Coors Light 6th inning. Let's check out the Frost Brewed Coors Light Freeze Cam, showing you Russ Ortiz bouncing one and then taking off, trying to beat a double play relay. And at first he just barely does. In the 2nd inning, temperature forced at 2nd.
There hasn't been an announcement regarding any kind of injury with Russ, has there?
Haven't heard anything. We can check. This ball 1 to Pudge.
Good idea. I think I'll fire off a text here and see if I can find out anything. I think he's fine. Yeah. Struggling, and they decided to go in a different direction.
Pudge 0 for 2, a strikeout, a ground out. Anderson Hernandez made a really good play on that ground out in the 3rd inning. strike. Lannon in all 3 of his previous starts, all wins against the Astros, has gone 5 innings, 6 innings, and 6 innings. That's cracked to left field. Adam Dunn back over his head. It one-hops the bullpen fence. Pudge in with a double.
There we go.
That's a nice start. Trailing by 2. His 11th two-base hit.
All right. I'd like to have a big rally, but at least get that one home. Take advantage of that leadoff double. Getting towards the later stages of this game. Lannon's been very good outside today. That ball's on the outer part of the plate, but up a little bit where Pudge could lay good wood on it.
He's in scoring position for Jeff Blum. He doubled to left center in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Then he was stranded at 3rd. And he looks at ball 1. The Astros have 3 doubles among their 9 hits off Lannon. Jason Bergman warming up in the Washington bullpen. Roll the 3rd foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike McDougall has taken over as the closer for the Nationals, and he's 5 for 5 in saves. Pudge Rodriguez leads all active players in doubles. That's number 535 for him.
Garrett Anderson had a heck of a career.
Yeah. Up the middle, and that's going to be a hit for Jeff Blum. As Guzman keeps it on the infield to save a run. Runners at 1st and 3rd as Blum has a 2 for 3 night underway. Good effort by Guzman.
Yeah, but to me, it seems like the kind of ball you should be able to stay on your feet. I thought he was going to make a play on this ball. I don't know. Just didn't seem like he had that far to go.
No. Well, they have Alex Gonzalez. He's a nice young shortstop with plenty of range. That's 4 infield hits for the Astros. That's unusual. And the new pitching coach took over in June. Steve McCatty, formerly with the Oakland A's, as a pitcher. It's Bergman and lefty Sean Burnett now. Randy St. Clair, the longtime pitching coach of the Nationals, was fired earlier this season.
Yeah, Randy, with a long history with this club, came up in the Expos organization and then came back as a coach and was a pitching coach for a good long while. It's where the Nationals ranked among the major league clubs, 29th of the 30 clubs in ERA, dead last in bullpen ERA, 19 blown saves. That's the most. You get the picture. They haven't been very good.
Not a pretty picture.
No, not a pretty picture. And it cost Randy St. Clair's job.
Now, after McCatty has visited the mound, Jason Michaels is on deck to bat for the pitcher. Jeff Keppinger, the batter. He's 1 for 2. It's ball 1. Lannon has induced him to hit 2 grounders, one of them an infield hit, the other one a ground ball, both to 3rd base.
Lannon, I'm sure he would tell you if he could get out of this inning just with the lead, he'd gladly give up that run. He'd take that trade.
Yeah.
Give up that 1 run to get out of this mess. So he's looking for the double play ball. Keppinger's so good against left-handed pitching, not biting at those first 2 offerings out of the zone.
This one goes to right center field. That is in for a hit and rolls all the way to the bullpen wall. That's going to tie this ball game as Jeff Blum comes around and into 3rd base, sliding head first. Keppinger. It's a 4-4 game. That's his 2nd triple, and he hit it to a great spot. Boy, he did not roll over on that.
No, great at bat. Absolutely. Look middle away to prevent from rolling over and stay through the ball, elevating that low fastball. Talk about a good approach to situational hitting. And great job. 2-0-2. A lot of guys would get a little greedy, maybe try to jerk the ball and end up hitting into a double play, but Keppinger stayed through that low fastball. Blum not about to get chided by the fans again.
Manny Acta lifts Lannon. The lead is gone. It's 4-4. Runner at 3rd. Nobody out. Jason Michaels might be the pinch hitter. We'll see who comes in. Looks like it's going to be a right-hander with the score Washington 4, Houston 4. Jeff Deppinger, what a big hit this is. Runners at first and third, nobody out. A triple to the gap in right center field, giving him 14 runs batted in for the season. This one ties at 4-4.
Just it's a great approach. Leaning out to cover that outside corner, getting that low ball in the air. Now just 90 feet away from giving the Astros their first lead of the night.
Jason Bergman's in the game. Jason Michaels is the pinch hitter for Alberto Arias, and there's strike one. Michaels comes up trying to give the Astros the lead for the first time. They've been behind since the top of the first inning. Wow.
Bergman, the third time he's been up with the Nationals this year, yo-yoing between Washington and AAA Syracuse. Remember, it's a AAA very good, not so good here for the Nats. Getting better, though.
Yeah, he gets a strikeout. He was carving away.
That AB there for Jason. Chasing that slider off the plate. Anxious, trying to get something done. It's been a tough go for him.
Jason Bergman, 27 years old, went to Rutgers. He's from Neptune, New Jersey. Michael Bourne with the infield in. Will have a crack at giving the Astros the lead. He's 1 for 3. And way outside, ball one. Even though the Nationals have been pleased with the work of their new closer, Mike McDougall, who's 5 for 5 in saves. Setup area has been dicey for them. One and one. Bergman drafted in the 11th round in 02. Has allowed lefties a .280 batting average. 2 long balls. Bourne has worked the count his way. 2 balls and a strike. The Nationals bullpen with a record of 7 and 29 has a 5.63 collective ERA. It's a long year.
It's not going to get it done, Brownie.
No. Fly ball left field. That'll work. Temperature tagging. Yeah! It's off the wall in left field. And that gives the Astros a lead 5-4. It caroms all the way back. Watch this play at third on Bourne, and he is safe. What an incredible job of speeding around from home to third base on a triple. And kicks back off the left field wall toward third base.
Well, that ball really carried. I don't know if Adam Dunn didn't see it, if he was trying to deke somebody.
I think he was trying to deke.
Yeah. Although, I don't know who he's deeking at that point. The man on third.
Deke me. I lost it, yeah.
And he got caught too close to the wall, couldn't react to the carom. That gives Michael Bourne the opportunity to take the extra 90 feet. And that's the first, the triple off the scoreboard here.
Yeah.
First and maybe the last for a good long while.
Strike to Miggy Tejada with a runner at third, the infield in. Really close call at third. And maybe Jim Wolf. I want to see that again. Line drive to left field. Dunn coming in, and that's a looping hit in front of him, scoring Bourne to make it 6-4. RBI single Tejada, his 47th run batted in. He extends his hitting streak to 5 games.
Big Adams probably out there scratching his head saying, hey, I think this is supposed to be a small left field to cover. Going every direction here. Redemption for me.
Manny Acta will make another move to the bullpen for the score 6-4. Astros back in a moment. 2-run scored for the Nats. Lance Berkman has a hit, a walk, 2-run scored for the Astros. Russ Ortiz now off the hook. Astros pen has 3 shutout innings. Alberto Arias could be the winning pitcher. And we're only in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, let's get Alberto a W here. He's been pitching so well lately. It'd be nice to put him in the win column here tonight. Sean Burnett, formerly of the Pittsburgh Pirates, came over in the same deal that brought Niger Morgan over. Been a busy man this year between Pittsburgh and Washington. He is working for the 42nd time. Left-hander, crossfire delivery, fastball, curve, slider change.
Ball 1 to Lance Berkman. And it's 1 for 2 with a walk, 2-run scored tonight. John Lannon in 5 innings plus allowed 11 hits, 5 runs, walking 1, fanning 2. It's 2-0 to right-handed Lance. Lannon threw 97 pitches, 55 strikes. Crossfire is right. The way he steps with that front foot and then throws across his body. 2-1.
Yeah, you can see where he'd be awfully tough on lefties. First came up, they projected him as a starting pitcher, a former first-round draft pick. Things did not work out. He's been better since making the move to the pen.
Burnett's made 3 appearances with the Nationals after the trade from Pittsburgh. 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run allowed.
He's 26 years old, so still coming into his prime. Lefty's hitting a .180 against him. Righty's .203. That's been hard to hit. Crossfire delivery, when you throw across your body like that, a lot of guys will use that technique to get sink on the ball.
Burnett, a first-round pick in 2000. First came to the big leagues in 04 with the Pirates. Then he missed 05 after surgery.
Yeah, that was kind of a given. If you're a first-round pick of the Pirates as a pitcher, you're going to miss a year with surgery at some point. I mean, we're talking about buzzard's luck. That organization, they got real tough going.
Workman goes through with it and strikes out. Second out of the inning. Now it's Carlos Lee.
Works that breaking ball all the way across the strike zone from that crossfire delivery. Starts it outside, runs it down and in.
Carlos is 2 for 3, a single and a double tonight. He's hit the ball up the middle to right field and to second base. Broken bat roller, Anderson Hernandez. And in the 6th inning, the Astros grab their first lead of the night, coming up 4 runs on 5 hits and leaving a man. It's 6-4 Houston. Our power play is brought to you by Reliant Energy. Here's some power hitting, not home run, but power the other way with a double from Pudge Rodriguez leading it off in the 6th inning. And here's an infield hit from Jeff Blum. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. And a triple. Jeff Keppinger steers that one to right center for his 2nd triple this season. And Michael Bourne came up with his 2nd triple of the inning. And Miguel Tejada a single. So a double, 2 triples, 2 singles in that powerful 6th inning as the Astros took the lead with 4 runs on 5 hits. And now with a 2-run lead, it's Tim Burdack coming out of the bullpen.
Well, Arias with a chance to win it now. See if the rest of the pen can finish the Nats off here. Tim on for the 36th time, 1-1 with a .390 earned run average. Good strikeout numbers. Walk total a little high.
Faces Nick Johnson. And there's ball 1.
Lefty Johnson, and then righty Zimmerman, then lefty Dunn. So Burdack in there with a couple good lefty swingers coming up.
Johnson's worn out lefties. 344. 1 ball and strike. Burdack faced 1 batter Tuesday night against the Pirates and walked him. And Ramon Vasquez later came around to score. So he did not retire a batter and allowed 1 run. Came in with a couple of men on base, and then all 3 of those runners later scored, and the Pirates won 6-3. It's 2 balls and a strike. Alberto Arias extended his scoreless inning streak to 17 1/3. He went 2 innings tonight, allowing 1 hit, no runs, walking 1, and fanned 2. He's in line to be the winning pitcher. Fly ball, and Michael Bourne comes in. And out for Burdack. Now Pudge goes out before Ryan Zimmerman bats. Zimmerman is 2 for 3 and has scored twice. Burdack making his 36th appearance. A very busy year for him. Astros relievers the last 39 games have combined for an ERA of 2.78. Zimmerman came into this game a .363 lifetime hitter against the Astros. Strangely, only .211 against lefties. Ball 1, but you know, we look at numbers all the time, JD. And these guys are not machines. They're not going to follow true to form with every single thing you might think a guy should do.
Yeah, you can't assume that all right-handed hitters are better against lefties.
Oh. Backhanded Tejada throws from the grass and gets him. That's not a machine.
A pretty play on the backhand side for Tejada. Zimmerman has robbed so many people with his glove work. Mickey says, take that, pal. They'll be teammates here in a few days in St. Louis.
That's true. That's a great throw. Now Keppinger is out in right field again. Here's the shift on Adam Dunn. And a lot of teams do this with Adam.
Even with the lefty on the mound, he would be more likely to hit it the other way against a lefty than a righty. But if he hits it on the ground, it's probably going to be on the pull side. So they're straight away in the outfield, but strong pull in the infield. Berkman's the only one. Plummer's still in the infield dirt. But Miggy's out there in the grass. Lance might as well go out too, just for fun. Just put everybody in the outfield. Lance's problem is he's got to be able to sprint to first in case there's a play on a ground ball. He doesn't want to get too deep.
Everybody off the dirt. That would be fun. Lance goes for it. He makes a good play. And then a nice throw to Burdack. In the 7th inning, the Astros sling some leather around very well and protect their 6-4 lead.
The Astros lead 6-4, bottom of the 7th. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head in the summer's biggest event, as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2009 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. President Obama on hand to throw out the first pitch during the Pepsi All-Star pregame show. Coverage begins Tuesday from St. Louis, 7 o'clock, only on Fox. Don't look anywhere else.
Hunter Pence is ready for the bottom of the 7th inning to start. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Sean Burnett throwing ball 1, and our Firestone in-game box score will get you caught up on 13 hits for the Astros. They are sprinkled throughout the lineup. Everybody in the starting 8 other than the pitcher. Roll to first base. Nick Johnson takes care of out number 1. That's been the trend lately. It's a very good trend. In fact, Hunter was pointing out before the game tonight. He said, we haven't gotten a lot of guys hot at the same time this year. We get 1 or 2 hot for a while. But so we really have not hit as a team the way we're capable of doing.
Well, I don't know that any team would tell you, yeah, we've got everybody going at once, and that's the key. If you have enough depth in your lineup where you can get 2 or 3 guys really swinging it well to carry you, that's the secret. And as they fall off, other guys pick it up. And maybe a game here and there really unload. But generally, when you look at a team over the course of a week or so, you might have a couple guys swinging it well and a couple others just scuffling.
There's Rodriguez. Got that rally started with a double. Bounces that one foul. 0-2. Well, yesterday, the Astros collected 13 hits in their 5-0 win over the Pirates. And all of the starting 8, other than the pitcher, reached the hit column. It's pretty rare to get that 2 games in a row. Looking back to Tuesday, we had 6 different guys in the hit column, so there have been some good trends lately. Astros
the Astros all year long really have hit for a high average. There hasn't been a correlation between the batting average and the runs. When you get a starter like John Lannon, who's not a power pitcher, doesn't strike out a bunch, you got players capable of putting the ball in play. Some nights you find holes, other nights you don't.
Dirt for ball 1. Astros are 12th in runs scored. They have been stopped, especially at home, quite often by starting pitching for 6-7 good innings. Two balls and 2 strikes. They're averaging shade over 4 runs per game this season. 4.12. Up the middle. Fielded by Guzman. 2 outs. Tonight, the Astros are 6 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Now that is a big improvement. Started the game 259 with runners in scoring position. Jeff Blum's been a big part of it tonight, going 2 for 3. He got a hit with a man in scoring position, but it was an infield hit, so Podge advanced to third base. And then Keppinger gave the Astros the lead with a 2-run triple. That's ball 1. The St. Louis Cardinals began the day averaging 4.4 runs per game. Milwaukee 4.6. They were the leaders in the Central Division in runs per game. Might not sound like a big difference from them to where the Astros are, but for the number of games played, it's fairly significant. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Friday night baseball. That means fireworks tomorrow night.
Yeah, big fireworks extravaganza tomorrow.
It'll be Oswalt and Olsen. 2-2. They started that game May 5th in Washington against each other. And of course, they both got no decision. So tomorrow night they oppose each other for the 2nd time this year. Sloppy day that day. Strikeout, and that ends the 7th inning. Burnett has retired all 5 he's faced, and it's still 6-4 Astros.
Audio broadcast. Visit Astros.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. Listen to the Brewers and the Cardinals on my way in today.
Good.
At Bat 2009. Chris Sampson looking for the 40th time. 4-1, 274 earned run average for Chris.
Josh Willingham is the first man to face him. Willingham is 1 for 2, hit by pitch. Sampson delivers strike one. He's the club leader in appearances. This is number 40 for Chris. And the Astros' 45th game of the year, 85th game of the year. So that is a really furious pace. He's third in the National League with relief innings pitched. 1 ball, 1 strike.
All-star break rolling around. Just kind of hang in there, push it through to the break, and then put your feet up, stick your arm in a big tub of ice. Go out in the pool and float around, maybe.
Yeah.
Recharge for the second half.
Tim Burdack, a spotless 7th inning, 1-2-3 fashion. And Fulchino, 1 scoreless. Arias, 2 scoreless. So 4 scoreless innings from the Astros relievers so far tonight. That's really helped in their comeback efforts after they trailed 4-1 in the middle of the 3rd inning. Strike 3. Willingham looking back at Jim Wolf, who confirms that yes, indeed, that was a strike.
It's a 2-seam fastball that he throws off the plate and runs back to the outside corner. It might have been outside, but Pudge was sitting out there, didn't have to move at all to catch that ball. And he's saying that ball's out, isn't it? Jim Wolf said, nope, sorry.
Now it's Guzman versus Sampson. Sampson worked Tuesday. Strike one. Well, this Astros bullpen has really been effective, but seen a whole lot of appearances this year. That'll be something to watch in the second half. How they hold up under the load. Popped up left side. Tejada. 2 down. It'll be Josh Bard coming up if he ever gets out of that crouch in the on-deck circle. Yes, now he is ready to go. He was taking one last practice swing. He was really down. He was gaming it, just like he hits. Down in that crouch. He didn't want to get out of there.
He's an intense guy. He's a gamer. He's out there playing with a bad groin. He can hardly run. He's catching.
You got to appreciate that.
Yeah, this guy's solid.
Well, he had the 2-run single in the 3rd. That one made it 4-1. It's the ball 1 here. Sampson gave up 3 hits and 1 run in 2/3 of an inning Tuesday night against the Buccos. And he had thrown 24 straight scoreless innings against the Pirates in his career until then. That's a heck of a long hold on one team. Ball and strike.
It seemed to me like the Pirates adopted a let's swing at everything he throws approach the other night.
Yeah.
He's around the plate so much, they just went up there attacking, and it really paid off for him.
Well, that's true. He throws a lot of strikes. He got his ground balls, but they got their hits. It's not always going to break for you when you're a single ball pitcher. 2 balls and a strike, but quite often he'll come in and get 3 outs on 8 pitches. So it can be easy. It can look easy.
When he's sharp, he gets a lot of weak ground balls. When
Yeah.
he's not as sharp, the ball flattens out a little bit, and the ball gets hit more sharply. And that's a weak ground ball.
Tejada takes care of that one for out number 3 in the Nationals. So going down quickly here. That's 8 straight retired by the Astros relievers. It's 6-4 Houston. It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. That was a good shot of that fan in the upper deck. Alberto Gonzalez comes in at shortstop in a double switch. He's batting ninth. He would be due up second in the ninth inning. And here's the new closer, Mike McDougall. Lanky right-hander. He's 5 for 5 since joining this club as the closer.
He is 6'5", about $180. He's tall, lanky, hard-throwing righty. Gets tremendous movement on his fastball. And a bumpy ride for him the last couple of seasons, but settling in, pitching well now with the Nationals.
Jeff Keppinger faces it. Keppinger is 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. What an RBI triple that was, driving into as he snapped the situation in which the Astros trail and got them back to a tie. And then Michael Bourne had the RBI triple to give them the lead, and Tejada with the add-on RBI single. But quite often when a team is behind like that, it's the one that ties it that players talk about after the game.
Takes the pressure off. Not only did he tie it, but he ended up at third base too. So
yeah. McDougall throws that power sinker at 97.
Yeah, he gets a real good sink when he gets on top. Sometimes he get underneath the ball a little bit and he'll have tremendous run. Talked about Arias earlier about guys that can't throw it straight. I think McDougall falls into that category too. Just doesn't know where it's going sometimes. Very violent delivery.
Yeah.
He falls off hard to the first base side.
Mike, 32 years old now. He was a first-round pick of Kansas City in '99. He was with the White Sox. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's not a comfortable AB when you throw when you bat against a guy who's throwing 97 miles an hour and he's not looking at you when he throws it.
Ooh.
And he's kind of looking off. It appears to the hitter like he's looking off in the other direction. 27 saves with the Royals in 03, 21 more in 05.
That's not comfortable. 2-2. Dougal from Las Vegas went to Wake Forest, where he pitched a no-hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's had some shoulder problems along the way. Back in that closer role this year. He hasn't closed for a few years in the big leagues. Whoa.
That's probably why. Control. In 07 with the White Sox in 42 in the third innings, he walked 33 batters.
Kazuo Matsui's on deck. Pitcher spot due up. Zimmerman comes in. Throws out Keppinger, 1 out. And it'll be Matsui pinch hitting for Sampson. Chris in 1 inning, allowing no hits, no runs with no walks and 1 strikeout. Stay tuned after the game for Astros Live. It's presented by MD Anderson. You'll have Kevin Eschenfelder. You'll have Art Howe. You'll get highlights and analysis. You'll hear from Cecil Cooper. And you'll get a preview of tomorrow night's game with Roy Oswalt pitching for Houston against Scott Olson for Washington. Now Kazuo Matsui is the pinch hitter for Sampson. Matsui, a .236 hitter with 2 homers, 18 runs batted in. Punches one off the glove of the new shortstop Gonzalez. That was a screamer. And on through into left center. Should be a hit. And that ball was hit harder than his 2 hits in yesterday's game.
Yeah. Yesterday it was just 2 for 4 and didn't hit the ball hard once.
It's a hit. 5th infield hit tonight for the Astros. And Matsui's aboard with hit number 14 for Houston. Now Michael Bourne Michael's 2 for 4. He now has 8 triples. The one he hit tonight.
I don't know if I'd even consider that one an infield hit.
No, you're right. It really didn't stay on the infield.
I don't know how they categorize that. How do they define an infield hit?
Cannot answer that. One ball, one strike.
Haven't really given it much thought.
What do you think your definition would be of an infield?
My definition of infield is usually like a leg hit, a swinging bunt.
Yeah.
One that a player otherwise would have made a play. That one that just eats a guy up. And I don't know. I mean, they may consider anything that touches an infielder. Or, he certainly got a piece of that one.
Yeah. Bouncer up the middle. Hernandez with a toss right there. Gonzalez bare hands, not a double play though. It looked good. But Michael Bourne is not going to be doubled up on that.
Yeah, and with that in mind, you probably should just go ahead and glove that ball out there at second base. But they're thinking too initially, maybe forgetting about Michael Bourne's speed. Gonzalez is thinking about too, but not even close there. So it would have been the safer play to go ahead and glove this one, because if he doesn't handle it with the bare hand, obviously the Astros have another base runner. But well, it's fun to watch.
He might be part of the green movement, saving leather.
Well, that was the Pirates turned out Vasquez to Jack Wilson double play yesterday. It was pretty sweet.
That was spectacular. There's ball one to Miggy Tejada. He is 1 for 4. And then Tejada started that great double play to his right to Matsui. He was throwing off one leg or one toe. He was just incredible on that throw to second base. That one got him. Yes, it did. Hit by the pitch from McDougal, and runners at first and second now for Lance Berkman with 2 outs. That's not a good time to be a right-handed batter.
No, his tremendous movement on that two-seam fastball. If he could command the outside corner, he'd be awfully tough, because right-handed hitters are not going to be inclined to dive. Not those that are interested in self-preservation anyway. Not going to be leaning out to cover that outside corner.
Yeah. If you're into collecting bone chips, you might stand there, but other than that, not too wise. Lance Berkman is 1 for 3 with a walk. He scored twice. Don't you think most baseball players have bone chips by the time they finish for their career?
Probably, yeah. A lot of frayed parts.
You ever heard of a baseball player donating his body to science to study wear and tear during his career?
I've heard in the last few years about a lot of baseball players practicing science.
Practicing science, yeah.
But as far as dedicating or donating their bodies to science, well, a lot of them have inadvertently, because down the road there's going to be a lot of studies done.
That's true. It's 1-1.
This Lance's first left-handed bat tonight?
Yeah.
He took BP right-handed. I was asking him, what are you doing? Are you going to prepare for Lannon during BP, or are you going to get ready for McDougal? Because McDougal was a guy who apparently was going to pitch the top of the 12th in the suspended game if we had gotten there. He hit right-handed. He was getting ready for Lannon during BP tonight.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and also he doesn't hit right-handed that much. So he might want to concentrate even more if he knows he's going to be playing right-handed that evening. Get more practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the incredible thing about switch hitters.
Yeah, I imagine there's been a switch hitter or two over the years that have actually adopted an alter ego. Has a different name when he hits from the other side of the plate. Just to try to get into that mindset.
Yeah. Well, now, somebody wrote something about Lance a few days ago. I can't remember what it was. But he is different on the right-handed side of the plate. He has a different swing. It's totally different than left-handed.
Well, he has a more top-hand dominant swing from the right side. And much more, you know, the left-handed swing to me is more athletic, just smoother, and the flatter swing.
Left-handed swing, headed for left field. Let's see if he can reach the boxes. And Lance Berkman has a 3-run homer with that left-handed classic swing. Number 18 of the season. And it is 9-4 as Berkman goes deep, giving him 54 runs batted in.
He just got a blown save for Valverde.
Okay.
Turned a 6-4 game into a 9-4 game with one swing of the bat.
And now a 5-run lead after trailing 4-1. Carlos Lee with a bouncer on through the left side. He gets his 3rd hit. Well, the Astros
16 hits.
Yeah. The Astros have only had a handful of 3-run homers this season, but Berkman has provided one here, and now it's 9-4.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sean Berry right there is reminding Lance that during BP, Lance said to Sean, "Man, I feel rotten today." The great ones find a way.
18 long balls after a miserable month of April, his worst ever. Hunter Pence looks at ball 1. Lance has been on base 3 more times tonight in 5 plate appearances. So he's reached base now in 34 of his last 61 appearances.
Similar to the run he had last May.
Yeah. Lance came into this game hitting 354 rather lifetime against the Nationals. Off the middle, the catcher Bard down. It kicks right back to him. So Carlos took a few steps towards second, headed back to first.
That would have been an interesting race. Carlos running to second and Bard with that bad groin. If he had to hobble to the backstop to get the ball, that would have been kind of fun.
Yeah.
Carlos, you know, smart play here, keeping an eye on the ball. You know, not just breaking blindly for second, because had he done that, he would have been easy pickings.
3-0 now to Hunter Pence. Budge on deck. Ball 4. He hasn't been taking very many walks recently. Didn't have a choice there.
No, and that's been the key. You know, we talked about him pulling off the ball and chasing that slider a little bit. You know, something that for the first 2-3 months of the season he did a real nice job of laying off that pitch and drawing more walks. And lately he's been just a little jumpy. Still managing to get his hits. Having good at bats. Good night tonight on 3 times with a couple driven in.
Hodge is 1 for 4. He started the go-ahead rally with that double. Google misses, and there's ball 1. And the Nationals, of course, haven't won very many games, 25. So their closer can sometimes go a while without a save situation. You've got to keep him involved. They don't want him throwing a bunch of pitches in a losing game either. Fly ball to right field. Willingham over for the reaching grab. And the Astros add 3 in the 8th on the Berkman homer. They get 3 hits. They leave a couple. Lance going deep to make it 9-4 Houston. Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by the Ford F-150, and by Budweiser. Jose Valverde is pitcher number 6 for the Astros. The bullpen has been sparkling tonight. He was 0-2, 7 saves and 11 opportunities, as you mentioned. Lance Berkman just cost him a save opportunity by hitting that 3-run homer to make it 9-4.
Yeah, he was up, he was hot, he was ready to come in to preserve that 2-run lead, so you might as well use him. He hasn't gotten a lot of work lately, so opportunity to get an inning, hopefully an efficient one where he doesn't have to work too hard. I think there's somebody up throwing. Who's out there? Paulino maybe throwing right now?
Yeah. Paulino just getting in some work.
Getting a little work in.
As the 9th inning begins, it is Anderson Hernandez leading it off against Valverde. Valverde worked Monday, got save number 7. Struck out the side, giving up 1 hit. And that's at 96. Ball 1. Velocity wasn't quite as high last time out as it has been most of the time this year. But he threw some good split finger fastballs. Hernandez has an infield hit and a walk. That was pretty crisp at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fulchino, Arias, Burdak, and Sampson combining for 5 innings of 2 hits shutout relief. They walked 1. That's a good heater. 1-2 for Valverde.
Yeah, he threw a lot of splitters the other day. Now coming with the straight gas, bringing the noise.
Noise is a good thing.
Bringing the noise, bringing the funk. Here comes the funk. Right, more noise.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, what could have been a very long evening really hasn't been all that long, because the suspended game was completed in just about 10 minutes after it resumed at 6:05, with the Nationals taking that one 11-10 in the 11th.
The line of the night was your the meeting with the umpires took longer than the game.
Well, they couldn't figure out. They had to exchange lineup cards, but there were all these new players since May 5th, and it just took forever. We'll have to find out from Coop what took so long down there.
I think the national anthem took longer than the game itself.
2-2 with the shortstop. Gonzalez on deck. And he got him to chase that high heat for a strikeout for Valverde. Now it's Alberto Gonzalez batting. First time he's come up tonight. 25 years old, from Venezuela. Good looking defensive player. The scouts who were here last night talked about him in glowing terms. He came in the double switch. There's ball 1 up under his chin. Gonzalez 306, 1 homer, 12 runs batted in for the Nationals this year. He's been in the minor leagues part of the year. 26 years old. He was with Arizona originally, a free agent at 02, then a Yankee.
Oops. Make a little adjustment here. Yeah, get a new ball. Pudge telling him keep that front shoulder closed. They're firing the ball at him. Jose snaps it down. They're having some fun. Yucking it up in this 9-4 game.
Well, the Astros will try again to get back to 500. A win tonight would make them 42-43.
Can't stop laughing.
Strike, and it's 2-1.
And a round of applause from Pudge.
Gonzalez hit 257 last year. He had 101 major league at bats between the Yankees and the Nats. It's 2-2. Gonzalez made the opening day roster, but then he was optioned to Syracuse for a month, from April 29th to May 29th. Lunges at the split and fouls it. Still 2-2. Jose Valverde. Astros Live is coming up soon, we think. Now it's 3-2. Valverde needs another save to reach number 150 for his career.
And again, you want him to get a little work in because he had gotten ready out there in the pen and he hasn't had a lot of work lately, but you hope he's able to be efficient and not throw too many pitches.
Loses him to a walk with 1 out. Fourth walk for Astros pitching. Pudge Rodriguez out to try to help make adjustments. It'll be Nyjer Morgan batting. Morgan's 0 for 4. Phillies and Jamie Moyer beat Cincinnati 9-6. So the Reds go to 41 and 43. And the Astros have a chance to move past them into 4th place.
They gave up a lot of runs in that series with the Phils.
Yeah, they did.
22-1 ball game a couple of nights ago.
Brad Lidge got his 17th save for the Phillies, with Moyer going to 8-6. He beat Micah Owings. Owings is 6-9. Strike to Nyjer Morgan. And you've talked in the past about Morgan with his hockey upbringing. That's one thing the Nationals really liked about his approach to baseball. He's just a hard-nosed player. Comes to play hard every night, and they wanted him with that approach in their lineup as their leadoff man and center fielder. He's playing left field this year in Pittsburgh.
Played in the Western Hockey League. Really good at digging the puck out of the corner. We always talk about players with a football mentality. We often talk about players with a hockey mentality.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Wow. What a split. Strikeout number 2. He had a dive bomber going there.
Hockey players should have been able to hit that one. Down on a nice level.
He was really out on that front foot. Nick Johnson comes up. He has a single and a walk. There's another split. Strike 1. Oh, he's got some wicked action on that pitch tonight.
Well, he came out of the gate throwing that fastball 95, 96 miles an hour, and obviously the National hitter's fully aware of what Valverde does, but you have to be ready to hit the fastball, and if he's got command of the splitter, that's awfully tough.
1-1 to Johnson. Zimmerman's on deck. Michael Bourne's in left center field. There's a pretty big gap in right center. Johnson with a grounder up the middle, and that's on through into right center, sending Hernan Gonzalez to third base. And it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs now for Zimmerman. Sharp single by Johnson, his 2nd hit of the night.
I'm sure Manny Acta, as a manager, you always hold out hope you can come back and win a game like this, but he's also thinking, hey, just keep extending the inning, keep making Valverde work, and maybe it's just a Cooper to think twice about using him in a tight game tomorrow.
Good point. Zimmerman has had good at bats tonight. Strike 1 on the split.
In reality, unless Jose complains about being tender, I don't know what the pitch count would have to be here tonight for him not to be available tomorrow, because normally your closer, unless he's pitched 2 or 3 days in a row and then with a high pitch count out, you're going to have him out there. So tomorrow probably not in question. But if he throws a bunch of pitches tonight and then comes in and works tomorrow night, and perhaps Saturday he would be off.
And they're up again. Zimmerman had a 30-game hitting streak early this season. And during that time, the Astros were in Washington. He had a big series there with 6 hits. Reaches for it. 2-hopper to second. And the toss to Tejada from Keppinger gets the final out. The Astros come from behind. They trail 4-1 in the middle of the 3rd inning. Storm back with 4 in the 6th, 3 in the 8th, and win it 9-4. Valverde getting the final 3 outs of this game. And it was quite a night for the Astros relievers. Our Texaco star performer of the game is the Astros bullpen with shutout ball after the 3rd inning tonight.
Ochino, Arias, Burdack, Sampson.